Hello, welcome to the post-match show. I'm Vaibhav Tripathi, and joining me for this one is Shamik Chakravarti. And what a game we had! A high-scoring game, a rare high-scoring thriller at the Ikana Cricket Stadium. At the toss, Rishabh Pant said it's a wicket where 180, 190 can be posted, and that's what exactly happened. Courtesy of a brilliant turn from Mitchell Marsh. We were talking about overseas players taking the responsibility. Today, everyone clicked right from Mitchell Marsh, apart from Arshin Kulkarni. I think everyone from LSG's batting group, whether it's Mitchell Marsh, Rishabh Pant playing that important cameo, hitting the six of the last ball, taking the momentum at the halfway mark. There were multiple rain interruptions which curtailed the match to 19th over, and then the Nicholas Puran cameo, Rishabh Pant's cameo, Mitchell Marsh 100. I think it was Mitchell Marsh who single-handedly won the game for LSG. It was no one-man show on a wicket where other batters struggled. Even the best of the batters, the most informed batter like Virat Kohli also struggled. And what a bowling display! We talked about this, that it will be a power play battle. If LSG posts a 180 plus total, then it will be very difficult for RCB if they lose early wickets. That's exactly what happened. Jacob Bethel, Virat Kohli getting early out. Prince Yadav bowling the best ball of his career so far to Virat Kohli to get the informed batter out. And then there was a fight back from Devdutt Padikkal and Rajat Patidar. Rajat Patidar again fighting for his team, a valiant half century. At the end, Tim David also came in, smashed a brilliant cameo, and then it came down to Krunal Pandya, Romario Shepherd. 20 runs were needed of the last over. Digvesh Rathi was the bowler. It could have gone either way, but Digvesh Rathi, nerves of steel. He held it up and then he defended, and eventually LSG managed to secure a 9-run win. An important win. Obviously, they keep themselves alive and they stop RCB from taking the top position. If RCB would have won this match, they would have taken the top position from SRH, but that didn't happen. So not the night for RCB fans, but a great game, great game. A top, bottom team, a 10th place team defeating defending champions. This is what happens in the second half of the IPL. Things get interested, and bottom teams, they make things. KKR defeated SRH the other day. Today LSG defeated RCB. So Shamikda, I'll start with Mitchell Marsh only. What a brilliant innings. Arshin Kulkarni, his new opening partner, was struggling at the end. He was, couldn't even strike at 100. Obviously, a debutant. We could see that he was struggling for timing. But Mitchell Marsh, right from the start, whether it was Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Josh Hazelwood, the most informed bowling pair, then Rasik Salam, even he didn't spare a Krunal Pandya. Rajat Patidar brought in Krunal Pandya to take wicket, but Mitchell Marsh was unstoppable. And when he gets into this kind of mood, he can single-handedly take the match away from the position. That's what he did today.
Fantastic. A 49 ball 100, fastest by an LSG player. And see, Vaibhav, in this game, there are two. I mean, the difference between the two sides, where first uh, Mitchell Marsh, obviously, and then Prince Jadav's bowling. These are the two difference. I mean, in terms of otherwise, it was sort of on a par. Those two players made the difference. And Mitchell Marsh, we know Mitchell Marsh can play such innings. Not for nothing, he is the captain. He's Australia's captain in T20 cricket. So in white ball cricket, so we know that. I think he should have been LSG's captain, he or Nicholas Puran, but that is the call to be taken by the management. That is a completely different issue. I'm not going into that. But the way Mitchell Marsh played, absolutely brilliant. He set up LSG's win, and it was a very important win. Given that, I mean, it's a matter of playing for pride for LSG at this moment. It is a matter of playing for pride because they lost six on the spin, and if they would have lost seven, that would have been very very bad. And this also shows in this tournament anyone can beat anyone. I mean, it is there are no clear favorites. Simple as that. On a given day, the bottom place team can beat the table toppers. That is the beauty of the IPL. But once again, Mitchell Marsh, wonderful knock, a match-winning knock. I don't know who got the man of the match award. I think it should go to Mitchell Marsh because without that innings, LSG wouldn't have won this.
Definitely. See, the pitch played really well in the second innings. We could see that it was easy. It was not very difficult to, score runs. But what made the difference was the power play spell bowled by Mohammad Shami and Prince Yadav complementing him well. Remember, Mohsin Khan, the informed Mohsin Khan was not in this game, and there were a lot of right-handers. But the way Prince Yadav, not just his first spell, that delivery to Virat Kohli, but the way he came back, he took the second wicket in his second spell, and then he got Jitesh also out. So three for Prince Yadav in an important game. With this, with this win, LSG have also snapped their three matches losing streak at the Ikana Cricket Stadium at their home ground. An incredible, win for LSG. But more, let's just talk about. Obviously, Shamik talked about Mitchell Marsh and his innings, but how important was Nicholas Puran and Rishabh Pant's cameos? Because Arshin Kulkarni, it looked like he's batting on a different surface. It looked like he's playing on a different surface where batting is difficult. But the way Nicholas Puran, carrying his confidence from the last game, the way in match he scored a half century against Mumbai Indians, and Rishabh Pant also. Rishabh Pant hasn't scored a lot of runs, hasn't scored at a great pace. Today, Rishabh Pant, the captain, led from the front. His bowling changes were accurate. Overall, a great day for Rishabh Pant.
Absolutely. First things first, if I have to talk about LSG's batting, then I am not in favor of pushing Eden Markram down the order. I will say it out loud. I think Markram and Mitchell Marsh complemented each other really well as an opening pair. But okay, they have made. I think this was their fifth opening partner change that they've made. Kulkarni looked very much out of place. He was not able to time any of his shots, and I mean, you expect that from a newcomer, especially when he knows that it's a do or die game. It was a lot of pressure on him. We understand that, but the fact that Mitchell Marsh took everything, I mean, in his control, he was like, he's basically set things up at the start. And obviously, after that, Nicholas Puran coming in, Rishabh Pant coming in, I think all of their small contributions were very, very important. That's what I keep saying. It's not necessary for everyone to score above 80, 90. It's not necessary, but everyone has to chip in little by little. I mean, set up beautifully by Mitchell Marsh. Obviously, it was, I mean, asserting the dominance right at the start that we are still in the game. That was the kind of message that it sent out. But obviously, the captain coming in, Nicholas Puran coming in. Nicholas Puran, obviously, once again, he looks good in form. And I think this number 3 spot is absolutely suited for him. He should come out to bat at number 3. We saw against MI, we saw against RCB as well. Brilliant cameos from both of them. Also, Rishabh Pant as well. Although his trademark shots, which we did not get to see those for a long time, uh, throwing the bat away in the process, all of that came back once again, and he showed a lot of confidence. And the fact that he was able to contribute with the bat showed very much on the field as well. That is why it's very important for a captain to score runs and contribute with the bat. His bowling changes, obviously, and he also looked a lot more involved with the players, going and talking to the bowlers, putting an arm around them, cheering them up, trusting Digvesh Rathi with the last over. I think LSG performed as a unit tonight, which made them win.
Definitely, and that's how you win games against top teams like RCB, and that's what happened because Rishabh Pant led from the front, Mitchell Marsh batting clicked, and then the bowlers did the job. Bowlers have been doing really a reasonable job with the ball, but it's just about batting, not clicking, and it is very unlike LSG. If you look at the last season, they were very sorted with their batting combination. But Shamik, I would like to talk about something about RCB's bowling. Josh Hazelwood conceding 49 runs, Rasik Salam conceding over 53 runs. Bhuvneshwar obviously was economical but couldn't take a wicket. And spinners were put under pressure, whether it's Krunal Pandya, Suyesh Sharma only bowled 2 overs. Romario Shepherd went for 16 innings, 1 over. So when there's an off day for Bhuvneshwar Kumar or Josh Hazelwood, when they are unable to take wickets in the power play, then it's now you can see the gap in that RCB bowling attack, that if wickets are not being taken in the from the front, then even the out of form players like Nicholas Puran and Rishabh Pant can also utilize and maximize against this kind of bowling.
But to start with, I think we shouldn't nitpick because it was purely Mitchell Marsh's brilliance. The RCB bowlers were undone by Mitchell Marsh's brilliance, and on the night he was the boss. That is number one. Number two, regarding Nicholas Puram played breathtaking innings against Mumbai Indians at the Wankhede Stadium. Look, he was going through an elongated form slump, but if you look at the pedigree, he is one of the best in this format. He is one of the best in the world. So class never dies. So sooner or I mean, as because it was Nicholas Puran, and as because given that he is such a prolific scorer in this format, that elongated form slump was talked about and it seriously hurt LSG also. But now maybe it's way too little and way too late. But towards the back end of the tournament, when he has regained his mojo, he can do such things. He is capable of doing such things, and he does such things time and time again. So today I will not blame the LSG RCB bowlers, because in sport, in cricket, sometimes you have to tip your hat to the opponents as well, because and the innings that Mitchell Marsh played, that subdued everything. So full all credit to Mitchell Marsh. And um, the RCB bowlers were tamed by his brilliance, simple as that.
Snehasis also joins us. Snehasis, I was asking Shamik about this RCB bowling, that Josh Hazelwood, Bhuvneshwar Kaur, it was a rare day when they were not able to meet that if the ball with the new ball in the power play. That didn't happen. Early wickets that they couldn't take. Then Mitchell Marsh plays that innings. He gets out in the 17 over. Then also 2 overs were left. Of course, he took the game away from the position single-handedly. He powered LSG to over 200, which was above par on this wicket. Obviously, it was RCB also batted well, but it was above par. So obviously he was the center figure of this innings, but the way Rishabh Pant and Nicholas Purush finished the innings, I think that made the difference. He got out in the 17th over, last 2 overs, 18th, 19th over. If you look at the way Rishabh Pant finished the innings, at the end, if you look at the margin of defeat, RCB would feel that even after getting a set batter out in the 17th over, the last 2 overs could have been better, given that the experience you have in Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Josh Hazelwood. But last 2 overs went too costly, and eventually the 9 run margin was the difference. So do you think death bowling was also not at par? Obviously it was not the best of the days with the power play. Mitchell Marsh single-handedly took the attack on RCB bowlers, but even in the death overs, RCB just couldn't contain the runs, or even the new batters in.
Yes, if you see, in Ellis's innings, last three balls of the innings went for 14 runs, two fours and six to end the innings. And see, the difference is 9 runs. Rashid Shalam bowled that last over, and Pant had that fantastic finish to the innings. I think superb knock under the pressure for Rishabh Pant, because Pant is under a lot of pressure right now. The captaincy, the batter, I think everything. It was not going well, but I think in today's game, I think he must be very much relieved that 2 points in the bank, fast win after six consecutive losses, and also a good knock under pressure as a finisher Rishabh Pant. So I think that was a good knock. But again, I think along with the bowling, we have to see the sloppy fielding of RCB fielders. See two drop chances. I think they gave a lifetime to both of them, Rishabh Pant and Nicholas Puran, and they ended up scoring those extra runs, and eventually those proved pivotal in this match, because ultimately RCB nearly pulled up this game, right? I think despite those early wickets in the power play, I think they didn't have the best of the power play, because when you are chasing 200 or 210 plus, you need a good power play. Especially you are playing 19 overs game, not 20 overs, 1 hour short also. So I think in that case, I think they struggled because of those two early wickets. Excellent bowling from both of I think Mohammad Shami and Prince Yadav, but they pulled things back. I think Captain Rajat Patidar, another fantastic knock, and then Tim David, fantastic. Then Shepherd and Kruna also batted brilliantly. But again, I think fantastic last over from Digbesh Reddy. But as you mentioned, I think in the last 6 overs, LSG batters added 84 runs. I think that made the difference. I think they batted brilliantly. Though I thought that in the middle overs, maybe they struggled a little bit. I was very disappointed to see how Ashin Kulkarni batted at the opening. I think he played for RCB only. He helped RCB bowlers. Despite because if he could have batted it at a better strike rate, I think LSG could have ended at 230 to 40. Because Ashin is a very good talent. So it was disappointed the way he batted. Hopefully, he also will agree and he will love to make a good comeback. But again, I think good knock from Nicholas Puran. I think looked confident after that knock and today also. But those 84 runs in the last 6 overs, especially those costly drops of both Pant and Nicholas Puran, and those last three balls, 14 runs, eventually that proved too heavy for us.
Very good point made, Smash. Very good point made, because you know what happens when you are the table toppers, sort of, and you are sort of you have one foot into the playoffs, and you are playing against the wooden spooners. then sometimes I don't know whether they were complacent or not, but sometimes complacency might creep in,
Mm.
and just it could be just maybe uh, RCB were not on top of their game tonight. You are absolutely right in term when you mentioned their sloppy fielding. As regards their batting intensity, also, I am not going into Virat Kohli's dismissal, because that was a worldie from Prince
Okay.
Yadav that could have gotten any batsman out, especially at the start of the innings. The way he made the ball nip back from the deck, and brilliant delivery. And this guy looks the real deal, Prince Yadav. This guy looks the real deal. I don't take IPL performances too seriously, but sometimes there are certain players who make you sit up and take note, and he is one of these guys. If this guy can add a couple of years of pace to his bowling, and he has been the most impressive young fast bowler in this tournament, and he is under right guidance with Bharat Arun mother-hailing him. It's a huge advantage for any young fast bowler to be under Bharat Arun, to have Bharat Arun as his bowling coach. And all the fast bowlers, including Shami, despite his experience, including Shami, Mohsin Khan, Prince Jadhav, they have been reaping the rewards of Bharat Arun, of having Bharat Arun in the dugout. And the way this guy is shaping up, I hope he will have a pretty bright future.
Definitely, he will have. And the way, he has improved in the last season. The last season, when Mayank Yadav was not there, Prince Yadav got the first opportunity. If you look at the Prince Yadav of last year and this year, there is a significant improvement. As Shamik mentioned, it can be due to the addition of Bharat Arun. Bharat Arun has worked tirelessly behind the scenes with Mohsin Khan, Prince Yadav, Mohammad Shami. There are mostly uncapped pacers in that squad apart from Mohammad Shami. So he's been working fine, and that's why we were saying that LSG's bowling is not an issue. It's the batting. If the batting clicks, then this team can also beat the teams who are at the top of the table, and that's what happened. But more, let's talk about the last over. 20 runs were needed. Two set batters. Digvesh Rathi, again, Digvesh Rathi, not of the old. The last season he was playing all the matches regularly. He was taking wickets. He was the wicket taker for Rishabh Pant. Whenever he used to come into that, he used to take wicket. But this season he's not been utilized properly. You can say he's not playing regularly. You will not find him playing every single game. To come in and defend 20 runs in the last over as a spinner, how difficult it is against sweat batters. You have a left-handed batter, you have a right-hand batter, and both were set. And still, Digvesh Shetty managed to defend that total for his team.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot of nerve because he got smashed for a lot of boundaries by, I think, Rajat Patidar. He smashed a lot of boundaries in his overs, and to come back in the last over, especially when you have this many runs to defend, and especially when you have someone like a Romario Shepherd on the other end who has the ability to finish games, has the ability to hit big, to come to hold your nerve at that point. And I remember before the last over, he kept insisting Rishabh Pant that give me the ball. I want to do it. I want to do it. So, and it's good on the part of the captain as well to trust him with the last over. Like, okay, do it. And he basically kept the faith. But yeah, other than that, obviously, I'm definitely appreciating Digvesh Rathi and the fact that he came around in the last over. But a bit disappointing from Romario Shepherd because he has the ability, he has the potential to hit big, but if we observe his knocks, he has been inconsistent. You can't say the same about Tim David. He has the impact. He comes in, whatever he scores, he will have the impact. But even in the deliveries where you can hit, Romario Shepherd has looked a bit out of place. And you have that
But
kind of yeah.
no,
Yeah,
no,
please.
no, no,
You
more.
complete your
Please,
point.
you complete,
You
then I
complete
will
your
chip in.
point.
Yeah. I mean, I think a little bit of contribution from others also could have helped. Like, for example, if I take the name of Jitesh Sharma, he has also been pretty unimpressive this season. I mean, last year he was outstanding. He did, stand up for the team on multiple occasions. Especially, I remember his knock against LSG itself, which
At this
completely
venue only,
altered.
at Ekana.
Absolutely, which altered the course of the game. It was also a similar game where there was a top order collapse and he stepped in. So I don't know. Somewhere down the line, I was expecting something similar from him, but that didn't happen. He has looked very unimpressive this time. Krunal Pandya as well has been sort of inconsistent with the bat, but especially when Romario Shepherd was at the crease, I expected. I mean, not obviously not 20 runs of the last over probably, but in the previous overs at least I expected something. But yeah, of course, credit to the LSG bowlers as well. They were pretty spot on with their line and lengths.
No, Mohor, the fact of the matter is that I will give credit to Digvesh Rathi in that final over, the way he parried his pace. Because see, for a
For sure.
batsman, when you are up against 20 runs of six balls, you will just throw the kitchen sink. Simple.
Hmm.
There is no plan B. You will just throw the kitchen sink,
Yeah.
and it is pretty much one dimensional. So the way, and it is not easy for a spinner because he
Hmm.
doesn't have the advantage of speed. So
Hmm.
from that point of view, the way he varied his pace, Digvesh Rathi, I should think more rather than criticizing Romero Shepard, we should give credit to the bowler. Because as I
Yeah,
have
for
told,
sure.
as I've said, sometimes you have to tip your hat to the opponents also, because it is not your day basically. It is, and
Yeah.
on the night, LSG collectively played better cricket than RCB. And in this tournament, well, irrespective of your position in the league standings, any team can beat anyone. Any team can beat anyone on their day. So that is what it is. Good that LSG has returned to winning ways. If they can finish this season strong, then they will take some positives to the next season. That is it. But with that, Vaibhav, just if you please excuse me, because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
definitely. Yes, yes,
just
yes, yes.
please continue. I will take
Thanks.
your leave if you please
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
mind.
Thank you very much for joining. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Snehash, last over as Digvesh, we should give some credit to Rishabh Pant, the captain, as well, because Shahbaz Ahmed had 1 over left, and the way Shahbaz Ahmed bowled, that was fantastic. He took two important wickets. One, Rajat Patidar, two, Tim David. Both batters sweat. Now imagine if Rajat Patidar would have carried, he would have taken this game away. He would have chased this down. RCB would have chased this down, but that didn't happen, and that's because Shahbaz Ahmed got the wicket of Rajat Patidar, and then Tim David also. Tim David was also looking set and very dangerous. We know how many times Tim David has finished games for Mumbai Indians in the past. You remember that Jason Holder last over where he smashed three sixes, and then for RCB since the last season. So two important wickets for Shahbaz Ahmed. Captain would have been tempted to go with the bowler who has taken wickets, who has looked better. But Rishabh Pant went with Digvesh Rathi just because he has that, has that character. He was demanding the ball that I want to defend it, and
Mm.
he did. And he, as Moore also mentioned, that he was not having the best of the days. A lot of runs conceded, and already, obviously, despite him saving the last over, he still went for 50 runs. But yeah, eventually he did the job. Unlike Mayank Yadav, we'll talk about Mayank Yadav as well. But Rishabh Pant's, this is where instincts come into play. I don't think it's tactical. Otherwise, tactics would suggest you to go for the Shahbaz Ahmed. But what Rishabh Pant did, he went with a player. He with the print. It was like Joginder Sharma, Harbhajan Singh call,
Yes.
and Rishabh Pant went with Digvesh Rathi.
Yes, absolutely. And I was pretty impressed with the Saibaz Ahmed call. When Rajat Patel was going at that rate, I think that was a very bold move, I will say. And the
Yes.
plan was simple. If you see, Saibaz bowling, the plan was simple. We'll keep bowling outside of the off stump. We'll keep the balls out of the radar of the batters. If we get hit, we get hit for boundaries, no matter. But we'll stick to that plan. And he did that. He executed that, and he took those two important wickets. Rajat Patel and Tim David. I think excellent. I think against right-handed batter, left-arm orthodox. I think the way Rishabh Pant used that bowler, that option, I think it was excellent. That was a very good move from the skipper. But again, in the last over, even I was thinking that maybe he will go with someone like Shepard because obviously he was having a good day. But the way I think all four players were talking at I think each other. I think Mitchell Marsh was there, Pant was there, Shahbaz was there, obviously Digpet Rathi was there. But I think Digpet himself wanted to bowl that over. I think he convinced Pant that okay, I will take the responsibility. I can do this job, and please give me the ball. I think maybe Rishabh Pant showed that courage and showed that faith on him, and he delivered. I think excellent delivery under pressure. It was not easy. Obviously, when you are bowling someone like Romario Shepherd, it is not easy at all. And it is not like Romario Shepherd just came in into the back. He was all set by then. So I think overall, I think it was excellent. Under the pressure, he sealed the deal for the home team. As I mentioned, after six consecutive losses, it was, so much needed for them, because another loss here and the tournament is done and dusted virtually for you. There is no chance for you, to be alive in the playoff race. So excellent win. But again, I think today Rishabh Pant with these two good moves, I think it was a very good day for him. I think first those important 32 runs with the bat, unbeaten 32 runs, and then two good moves. I think good day for Rishabh Pant as a all-rounder.
And even LSG fielded really well. I think the fielders
Yeah. I
complimented
think Arshin
the bowling
Kulkarni's
really well.
save. I think it was excellent.
Yes. Arsene Kulkarni, that's the only real effort that he made today. Apart from, you see, when
Also,
you
the
had
Prince Yadav
this.
catch.
See,
Yes.
this is what happens, when you have a forgettable day with the bat,
Mm.
it
Yeah.
sort of down your confidence a bit. But then in the field you have to up yourself, and that's what I've seen, because it was on debut. Again, not easy for a youngster. He's still very young, and still he's got a very bright future. I must tell you, the way he's been batting for Maharashtra and domestic cricket, if you look at the
Hmm.
records, the runs that he has made, he's got a bright future. But obviously today was not his day with the bat. Still LSG won, so that they will take confidence with that. But more, Prince Yadav came in, and Prince Yadav again looked out of sort. Means Prince Yadav, since the last season, since coming out of injury, multiple injuries have hampered his career. But this Prince Yadav is not looking the same as old. I think me and Sneshish we were only there when he first played this season's game, first game, and we were discussing in that game also he conceded more than 50 runs, and we were discussing that he's not looking at his best. And today also on a wicket that had a lot of assistance for the pacers. Look at the way
Hmm.
Prince Yadav bowled,
Hmm.
Mohammad Shami bowled. There was seam movement on that
Yeah.
wicket. But Prince Yadav looked like he's bowling on a road. He's bowling on cement blocks. That he was giving away freebies, and it was very easy to bowl. It was very predictable. When you will draw a line and you'll say, now that's it. Now we will have a
Hmm.
Avesh Khan who has done better for us. Even if you look at the last encounter between LSG and RCB that was played in Bengaluru, Avesh conceded, I think, 26 or 24 in his 4 overs and took one wicket as well. And Avesh has done that for DC as well. Death bowling, Avesh has done extremely well. Obviously, he goes for runs, but not consistently for 50 runs. Two games, Prince Yadav conceding more than 50 runs. How many opportunities more you are going to give to him when you know that your
Are you talking
canteen is
about
always
Mayank
empty?
Yadav?
Yes, Mayank Yadav.
Yeah. I got confused. Yeah. Mayank
You
Yadav.
confused with Prince Yadav?
You were saying Prince Yadav.
I said, okay, I am saying okay. My bad.
It's
Mayank
fine.
Yadav it is.
That's
Too
why I was
many
thinking.
Yadavs. No. Mayank Yadav it is. Beg my pardon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sure. See, the fact that he's come back after the injury is showing, right, in his run ups, in his line and lengths and everything. He has been inconsistent, but then once again, uh, see, I have a very controversial opinion on this. See, he's coming back after an injury, but if you look at his pace, he has been bowling at a very impressive pace. You will see. So I think, it's touching 140 above and 150 almost at a regular interval, and also he's mixing up. He also has that variation in pace as well. But yes, obviously, at the end of the day, people will look at how many runs you're giving away and how many wickets how many wickets you're picking up. And especially at this position that the LSG are in at this point, they need results at all times. They can't keep relying on potential. Mayank Yadav certainly has the potential. You can see it in his pace as well. You can see it. He's looking promising in certain bits and parts, but he's not being able to tie those strings together. So maybe yes, at this point, he certainly has the potential, and I'm pretty sure he will do well in the upcoming games. But do you have that time? Do you have that? Are you in that position to keep gambling with your options? I'm pretty sure if Mohsin Khan was available, he would have gotten the chance. But that unfortunately, I mean, it was not possible tonight, so he came in. But yeah, at this point of time, I am not questioning Mayank Yadav's caliber, because you can see it in his pace that he is slowly and steadily, trying. He's trying his level best. But once again, if you go by results, then if Mohsin Khan is not available, even I agree that perhaps an Avesh Khan could have come in. He has done well for the franchise. Yeah, again, he also can be inconsistent, but then again, he knows when to do what. He has been in this franchise for a long time. He knows, and also even with the bat, I mean, he can play the proper defensive role as well. We know. So yes, if Mohsin Khan is not available, probably an Avesh Khan will come in the next game. But that doesn't completely. I mean, I don't want to say that Mayank Yadav does not have the talent or something. He just needs time, I guess.
Definitely, even see talent-wise, he's there. But again, what is the problem with Mayank Yadav from last season? Obviously, injuries. From injury, it is never easy to make a comeback and do well. Well, very seldom, very few players have done that. I remember Jasprit Bumrah coming back after the back surgery in 2022, going wicketless in the Australia series. Hardik Pandya struggling after Shikhar Dhawan. It's not easy to come back from the injury and perform straight away. But Mayank Yadav, the length he's bowling, it feels like at times that it's nobody is giving him in any sort of inputs where to bowl. It's bowlers,
Absolutely.
you should have bowling smarts yourself, where to bowl and what to execute. It's not about the pace. If pace is a thing, then Navdeep Saini is one of the better bowlers. But what he lacks is variations. I think
Yeah.
when to execute what ball is a very important thing in T20 cricket. That's what Mayank Yadav like. Hope Bharat Arun works well more
Mhm.
with him. I think the other bowlers are doing really well, whether it's Mohammad Shami, Prince Yadav, or Mohsin Khan. I think it's all about how you improve. Mayank Yadav. That's everyone will be keeping an eyes on them because obviously he's a potential. Very seldom you will find a bowler
Yeah.
who bowls at 150 plus express pace. But Snashish, before we wrap
Uh,
up,
uh,
two concerns
I'll
for
just add. I'll just add just
yeah.
two lines to that because of the pace thing. If we observe someone like an Ashok Sharma, who's also a new talent, who's just come up, he's also he. I mean, he's way younger, but he also has been bowling at a pretty impressive pace. But then again, it's the same problem with him. The giving away too many runs at certain points. So
The
I mean, I
only
think it's
only difference between a Prince Yadav and Ashok Sharma in this season, if you look at their way they are
Mayank
bowling
Yadav.
somewhere, Mayank Yadav, sorry, again Prince Yadav, Mayank Yadav is that Mayank Yadav is only operating as trying to build up his on his pace, getting
Yeah,
extra
yeah.
mile, adding an extra yard in every ball. If you look at an Ashok Sharma, he's not just bowling at 150 plus, he's also bowling that back of the hand slower balls,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
variation. And yes, he will go expensive. It's his first season, but
First,
he's bowling the variations, and that's
mm,
what you have to add with express pace. You should be like look at a Lockie Ferguson. Why he's such a most demand one of the most demanded, most sought out T20 bowlers just because he can bowl at 150 plus and he has variations as well. That's why
mm,
he's one of the most demanded T20 bowlers. But Snashish, just before we wrap up, two concerns for RCB because they have lost. One, obviously, Jitesh Sharma's form. Again, he was promoted ahead of Tim David. This is the, I think, second time in this season that RCB trusted Jitesh Sharma. But today, I think today was the best opportunity for Jitesh Sharma to come in, prove his mettle as a finisher. He had ample amount of time. He had got a good foundation as well. If you look at the Devdutt Padikkal, Rajat Patidar stand, that stabilized the innings. And after that, Jitesh Sharma had the platform. Even with Tim David, he could have done that. But Jitesh Sharma once again failed. And then the Romario Shepherd again. I don't know. Romario Shepherd reminds me same of Robman Powell. His game against spin is a big concern. Big no. If you ask me, Romario Shepherd versus spin, it's a big no. He still has to develop his game against spin. Against pace, he's a very good batter. But I think
Exactly.
against spin, there is a struggle. I think that was a brilliant call by Rishabh Pant as well to bowl spin on because Arshin Kulkarni is a bowling all rounder. So sorry, batting all rounder. He could have also done that, but you went with the spinner again. Kudos to Rishabh Pant. But Romario Shevet, now because there have been a lot of talks, you are just bowling one over, you are leaking runs there as well. So team management, captain doesn't have a lot of confidence in your bowling. With the bat, you are not making those match-winning contributions where you can do better. So you are not, making contributions in either of the departments, whether batting or bowling. is it time for RCB to look beyond Romario Shepherd, bring somebody else? Venkatesh Iyer. Venkatesh Iyer, I remember somebody telling me he's Virat Kohli said he's bowling like Alan Donald in the nets before the start of the season. So is it time for RCB to look for a Venkatesh Iyer and beyond Romario Shepherd and also on Jitesh Sharma's struggle?
See, I think I know that Romero Shepard is failing to to finish the games, to winning the games for RCB, but yeah, I think he's looking good. I will not say that it is time to to drop someone like Romero Shepard. He has that X factor. On his day he can win you games. There is no doubt about that. But yes, I think more than the batting, I am concerned about that one particular over that he is bowling. I just don't know what is the role of that over in RCB's game plan. Why suddenly somehow in every game we see Romero Shepard coming up out of nowhere and bowling those 1 or 2 overs? Yes, here and there he picks up 1 or 2 wickets, even on those full tosses also. But on the maximum days he goes for runs, right? So I don't know about that particular idea of bowling Romero Shepard for 1 or 2 overs in every game. But with the bat, I am not that much worried. See, I think today I think he tried his best. Obviously, against spin he needs to work on. And I think it is not a new thing. I think against spin he has always struggled. Against pacers, I think he has been fantastic. And this is something I think West Indies batters, who are known as finishers all over the world. I think always has been like that. If you see someone like Andre Russell against pacers is different, right? Against spinners, he has also struggled. We have seen, whenever, when Russell used to play, we used to see bowlers like Chahal coming up and bowling, right? Maxwell coming up and bowling and taking wickets. So I think that has been the pattern always. Even if you see Nicholas Puran struggle taking Narin in that Super Over, we saw that. So I think all West Indies batters who are known for those, hitting big sixes and all, I think they struggled against the spinners a little bit. I think that is the same problem with Romero Shepard. I think you cannot teach someone like West Indies batter a lot. I think there is no chance of teaching West Indies batter how to bat. I think they have their only one pattern how to bat, and they will go out there and bat only in that way only. But we can hope that he can improve that game, hitting sixes against spinners also. But more than better, again, I will say that particular 1 over that RCB always loves to bowl, come Romario, bowl that 1 over. I don't know what is that game plan. Maybe that is where I think RCB can work a little bit. With Jitesh Sharma, I think again I am going to, after this live, whenever I am on Instagram, I will definitely see that meme again today, that I play the top order fails and I go out and I score those runs and win the game. But again, that meme just got real 1 second. I think it's very disappointing again for Jitesh Sharma. I think it has been a very disappointing season. Today, as you mentioned, I think it was, despite losing 2 wickets for nine runs, then 95 runs partnership between Rajat Patidar and Devdutt Padikkal. I think the platform was set. If Jitesh, and there was no need of you are coming and playing shots. He could have taken a bit of time and then paced his innings and finished the game. If he and someone like Team David to follow, Romario Shepherd to follow, I think it was RCB's game to lose. But again, he came and princed out of those 2 quick wickets. Brought back the momentum in LSG's favor. And then obviously, I think the equation was very tough from there on. It was good that Team David played that. No, obviously Romario and Clune also tried their best, but I think again, I think the equation was very tough. And obviously, the last over extremely bowled by Digbesh Shwati. But overall, I think Jitesh need to work on his batting. I think as a keeper, I think he has been brilliant. I must say. When I today, I was talking with Trishadi. I think how can Jitesh Sharma keep the wicket so well, especially against Kunal Pandya? There must be some signal or something, because otherwise it's very difficult for any keeper
He'll get
to.
hold of the bouncers with much ease.
Yes,
He just
See,
knows they are coming.
they have that communication, they have that
definitely,
signaling, and
yes. Yeah,
even
I would love to know. I would love to know
yeah.
if there's something gesture that Kunal Pandya does to Jitesh Sharma. Okay, I'm going for the bounce or everything, because it is so tough. But he has been brilliant. Against Kunal Pandya, we have seen 2 or 3 catches also. I think he has been brilliant. So behind the stumps, I think he has been doing fabulous job. But with the bat, I think he needs to do job, because if he really wants to make a comeback in Team India really soon in the T20 format, he needs to score runs with the job, because all the other options, wicketkeeper options, generally bats at the top. They get more opportunities if they are scoring runs. So it is very tough for him to make a comeback as a wicket-keeping batting option. because he bats as a finisher. He really gets opportunities to finish. So whenever you are getting opportunity, you have to make most of it. And as of now, he is not making the most of it, and it is definitely going to hurt him in the context of making a comeback to the Team India squad.
Definitely, RCB need their vice captain, the deputy to Rajat Patidar, to step up, because it's high time in the tournament that now, it's where you rediscover your mojo. If he does that, then RCB will find themselves in a good position. And like RCB searching for Jitesh Sharma, the match winner. Also, they would be hoping that Phil Salt gets back as soon as possible, because they are missing Phil Salt as well. In this kind of run chases, big run chases, we have seen the combination of Phil Salt and Virat Kohli making things easy. Phil Salt, especially the way he starts against pace, is incredible. So obviously Jacob Bethel has been disappointing. Whatever 3-4 opportunities innings that he has played, he has been able to play those cameos, but couldn't convert that. And now all RCB fans might have missed Phil Salt today a bit more, and that tells you the importance of the man as well. Doesn't matter, however your strong team is, if you don't have that
Yeah.
strong bowling attack,
Okay. Some network issue maybe.
Yeah,
Yes.
his screen is black.
Maybe some network issue. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. But I think we are done. I think
Yeah.
Vaibhav had a network issue, but I think we have done. We have covered all the topics of this match. Obviously, RCB had a good chance, to go up and reclaim the top spot with a win. But unfortunately, LSG came out good, and a big win for them to keep them alive in the playoff race. So thank you, Mohol, for joining in, and thank you everyone for joining in. And tomorrow again we will be back with the pre and post match live. Till then, take care and good night. Thank you.